Most activism starts with a hidden assumption that your job is to change people. But changing people is really hard. And let me paint this scenario for you. Let's say you're living in a non-vegan world, and your job is to get people to start living by the vegan principle, versus you're living in a vegan world and trying to get people to become non-vegan and start recognizing animals as objects and starting to exploit them. In a vegan world, you're asking people to change. You're asking somebody to change how they see somebody. You're trying to change them on an ideological level. You're trying to tell them to stop loving and to start exploiting, you know? And then you go from the non-vegan world, you ask people, do you agree that we should be respecting animals? And they say yes. But there's obviously a disconnect because they say they want to be respecting animals, but they're not with their actions. So activism is based on holding people accountable to what they actually value. If they believe that animals should be respected, then ultimately they should be respecting them. And respect and exploitation cannot coexist, right? So you're not actually trying to change people. What you're trying to do is you're trying to wake these people up to the fact that they've been conditioned. They've been conditioned to think that it's respectful to exploit animals. They don't want to be exploiting animals. They're probably, addicted. They're probably pressured. There are probably some societal things that are, preventing them from going back to who they truly are, right? So do you understand the difference? If you ask somebody in a vegan world, do you agree that we should be respecting animals? They're going to say yes, and they're also living that way, right? So now trying to do activism for some reason to try and convince people in a vegan world to be non-vegan, that is impossible. You will not achieve that, because not only are you going against the societal norm, you're also trying to go against what that person values, right? So in our situation as activists, yes, we are going against the norm. It is normal to exploit animals, but majority of the people see animals as not objects when you ask them about it, but their actions say something different. So it's your job as an activist to highlight the fact that this person is being an oppressor. They are oppressing animals. They probably don't realize it. Maybe they do. If they're a psychopath, if they're closed-minded, do not waste your time. It's not worth the energy. Look for the people who are low-hanging fruit, the people who have some kind of empathy, some kind of compassion in them that is moving them when you're having a conversation with them, right? And make sure that this never ends up being a debate, because justice is never up for debate. Imagine, going back to the time of slavery or something, and people having to go into debates to debate that these Black people were humans and that they deserve freedom. You're going into a debate usually to come in with two different ideas that are valid and come out with, an agreement. So if you're going into a debate, you're agreeing that the other person's position is valid, that Black people should be slaves. And the same applies for the animals. They're not objects. They're not your resources. They deserve freedom just as much as you deserve freedom. So remember, don't try and change people. It's not worth your energy. There's so many people out there who are open-minded, who actually want to be respecting animals, and people who want to go above and beyond just basic respect and advocate for them. People want to see animals live free. They don't want them to be exploited. That's why the market, the industry hides that information, because they know that people are sensitive to this. So be a medium of truth. Share what you know accurately with non-vegans. Don't pander and don't hold back. The victims need you, and they need you to speak up now.